It was Canada's first battle of the Second World War. The surrender of Hong Kong. 290 soldiers killed, 493 wounded, 1,192 taken prisoner, including 3 brothers from Winnipeg, Privates Elmer, Gerald, and Melville McKnight, musicians before the war.
They had been in the Salvation Army brass band before the war.
George Peterson was in the same POW camp, where prisoners were mistreated, malnourished, and worked endlessly as slaves.
My medals.
He remembers the McKnights forming a band, helping others use music as a source of hope.
And I guess that's why they joined the Winnipeg Grenadiers, because we had a brass band at that time also.
In those Japanese camps, very little information got out. But in 1943, a staticky echo bounced across the Pacific.
Our next number is an original song written by Private Elmer McKnight of the Winnipeg Grenadiers.
From Tokyo, a Japanese propaganda transmission picked up on shortwave by Canadian and U.S. listening posts, featuring Canadian POWs singing.
I'll never say goodbye again.
It's really extraordinary coming from a Japanese prison of war camp. Of course, what they're trying to do at the time was to claim to the rest of us that their prisoners, in fact, were well treated.
Those days, any news from Hong Kong was a big deal. The song was played to the country on CBC Radio. I'll Never Say Goodbye Again became a hit. Government officials made sure it was published in McKnight's name and recorded for release.
I'll never say goodbye again. I'll never make you cry again. I'll never say goodbye again to you.
Returning 2 years later, the soldiers had no idea. When he returned home on a stretcher, Elmer McKnight would explain the song was inspired by his fiancée, who was waiting. So was a royalty check to help the McKnights start a life after the war. Elmer and his brothers have all since passed away.
I'll never say goodbye again.
But the song isn't forgotten, still sung at the ever fewer number of Hong Kong vet reunions, and still stirring emotions.
Of course, that's something that I think about every day. Not the song, but the life we had as a POW.
A life captured in those lyrics, carried across an ocean, and through the decades since. Cameron McIntosh, CBC News, Winnipeg.